Good morning. The week ends on some bright notes from the corporate world, but somehow that's not taking hold in the benchmarks. Let's take a look. U.S. markets regained losses yesterday as jobless claims increased by 50K on a miss in the initial rate. Pending home sales improved by 1.9% in March, missing expectations of 5%. And Q1's preliminary GDP came in at a whopping 6.4% Q on Q. Nasdaq Futures are down at the moment, and on this hourly chart we can see yesterday's closing behavior as what I can only describe as bipolar. Last week was characterized by this double bottom here, which seems to have played out, but left us in the sideways trend that seems quite hard to break. And it's definitely not on account of the earnings, because those should have us soaring. European benchmarks closed in the red yesterday, the DAX losing nearly 1%, before Nokia and Unilever had pushed indices up with 14 and 3% share increases on excellent quarterly earnings. The euro remained impervious to improving sentiment markers from the EU and positive data from Germany, where CPIs rose beyond expectations for April. Markets have started showing some shakes, though, on the European Parliament's resolution calling for sanctions against Russia. The Union is threatening to cease cooperation on the Nord Stream 2 oil pipeline and to ban Russia from the SWIFT interbank payment system for continued belligerence against the Ukraine. Asian equities are down this morning, led by the Hang Seng at minus 1.86%. This is overnight PMIs from China show a decline on both the manufacturing and non-manufacturing side, mostly blamed on the worldwide shortage in semiconductors. The Caixin Manufacturing Index, on the other hand, shows a 1.3-point increase. In Japan, the yen too remained indifferent to an excellent 2.2% increase in March industrial production and a point increase in the nation's manufacturing PMI, bringing it to a 3-year high. The nation's CPI is down 0.5% year on year, and unemployment is down to 2.6%. Housing starts are up 1.5%, and construction orders by 12.5%. All these following a contraction the month before. With Bitcoin lagging behind all of its major contenders, Beijing is finally taking a look at energy impacts of crypto mining. China is responsible for about 65% of crypto mining, which hit a bump following a series of coal mine accidents last month. And in Russia, Bitcoin is now the favorite currency of media outlets being harassed by the government. Radio Meduza, which was branded a foreign agency for criticizing the government, immediately lost most of its advertising income and has turned to Bitcoin, which is anonymous so that backers won't be exposed to government attention. And with oil retreating from its attempt to breach the 65.50 resistance level, watch out tonight for the Baker Hughes count this afternoon. In earnings yesterday, China's Tesla clone, NIO, said revenues had risen by 481% in Q1, with a similar increase in sales. Losses per share halved year on year to the equivalent of $1.66. Amazon revenues rose 44% on 200 million new Prime subscribers and lockdown habits that seem to be here to stay. Twitter, on the other hand, dropped more than 10%, despite a 28% jump in revenue, after warning that Q2 may not be as rosy as expenses rise and COVID use tapers off. And Facebook revenues are up 48%. BNP Paribas this morning reported better than expected profits, especially thanks to its equities division. MasterCard and Comcast also beat expectations, with Merck missing on both revenues and earnings. Royal Dutch Share missed revenue goals but gained on earnings, shares up 1.6% on a 4% dividend increase, and Airbus rose 3% on earnings. Later today, we have ExxonMobil and Chevron reporting to the New York Stock Exchange, while in London, there's AstraZeneca and William Hill. So that's it for this last week of April. A short one today compared to yesterday, the day before. Sorry. May greet us with cheer. Bye.